And welcome. Having some network issues like usual. Oh well. It seems to be up and down for some odd reason. Or maybe I've got a bug and I got to take care of it. I don't know. I'm not the best at computer related crap. Anyways, good evening. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Maisie. Cal. And of course, Alex. Hey, Alex. And I think that's about it so far that have, hey, Julie, how are you? That have said hi in chat. Yeah, I figured I'd come in here. I wasn't going to because we have the show tomorrow night with Reeves Cook. Our season finale, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. UK time. Reeves Cook will be joining us to close out our scheduled season 16. Hey, Idra, how are you? Looking forward to having Reeves on. He was supposed to be on a few weeks ago, had absolutely horrible network issues, and we weren't able to get the show live, so we had to reschedule. So we figured, hey, let's reschedule it for the finale. He started off season 16 and he's going to finish it. So yeah. I've also been scheduling some guests for season 17, which starts up in September. So we usually go into hiatus, like for the scheduled shows, we go into hiatus for the summer months from between June and September. Although, here on YouTube, it's made it a little different now. Like, I mean, on the radio network, on New Vision's radio network, we're in hiatus for the summer. But we would, pop in and do a bonus show here and there. But who knows? Like, constantly doing lives and seeing what's going on in the wonderful world of the paranormal and more, of course. There's a lot of weirdness out there. And weirdness, drama. Oh, yeah, drama. There's lots of drama out there. God, what would the paranormal be? What would anything be without drama, right? I mean, it makes the world go round. There's no way to weed through it. Once you're hooked into it, it's never ending. But if you're smart enough, you can make your way through it. You'll swim to the surface and see it, leave it in the dust. I don't know. Let the sharks eat it. I don't know. Whatever. But we've been doing this show. Alex and myself have been doing this show since 2008, and we've seen our fair share of drama. We've seen our fair share of trolls and gremlins, if you will, what we used to call them, gremlins. And it's all the same. Different people, different faces, different situations, but it's always the same. It's always the same. And you just don't get suckered into it. I mean, once you're suckered into it, it's a vortex. There you go. It's paranormal. It's a paranormal vortex. But yeah. Hence the name of the dark side of the paranormal. Yes, trolls are everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. Or as we used to like calling them gremlins back in the day. When we had a live dedicated line. I'd love to get a live dedicated line back. I mean, there's a lot of programs now, and I think maybe that's something that we'll probably sort of maybe introduce again to the show. in the upcoming season. Who knows? I really miss that aspect of having phone calls to the show. Yes, a majority of them were great. We had a lot of great conversations, people calling in with some great stories, some knowledgeable people, and people with some really intriguing things to say. And of course, you had your trolls. And you've heard us play these things a million times on the show. I guess I'll play them again. Why not? I mean, there's probably a few people in the chat that have never heard some of our crank calls that we've had to endure over the past. But I'll play some of those, I guess. Hey, Ollie, how are you? Um, you know, Play some of those in a bit, I guess. Why not? Um, Open show. Like, I'll open it up in a bit. But yeah, I mean, as I continue to scour, the YouTube landscape and look at all the paranormal stuff out there, and not just the paranormal, it's all sorts of segments that are here on YouTube and other social platforms where people share their experiences and so on and so on. But mostly here on YouTube, you have a lot of people who have their channels and have like shitloads of subscribers and and put content out there that literally will sucker you into believing something that isn't really going on. And a lot of people say fakers, they're fakers, whatever, fake whatever. Sure. But I mean, you have to understand at the same time, that's their direction for the most part. They want to entertain you. They want to bring you in to entertain you. It's up to you if you don't want to watch it or not. I mean, but if you're going to sit there and say, well, that's fake, of course it is. For the most part, of course it is. They want you to be entertained. It's just like the TV shows. Same shit. No different. Just a different platform. And of course you have along with those people that are very, very popular content creators. Hey John, how are you? Popular content creators out there, you have your trolls. You have people that love to make your life a living hell and will go to great lengths. I mean, for the longest time, we had a fellow by the name of Bishop Sean Manchester, who some of you in the UK might recognize that name. Haunted us for the longest time. Hey Max, how are you? Haunted us for the longest time, and it's quite entertaining to be honest. But if anybody knows, look into Sean Manchester, Highgate Vampire. Now, apparently, a bishop, but we like to call him the bogus bishop or whatever. But anyhow, he would go to great lengths to troll us and literally try to make our lives a living hell. Myself and Alex and some other people that were associated with the show at the time. But I mean, you just weather the storm, and you just don't play the game because once you play the game, if you become just as bad as the person that initiates the game. You lose, your position. You lose your direction, and you become a part of somebody else's direction. And it's really a shame because there's a lot of people out there that allows that to happen. You'll go on to a lot of their shows or whatever. You'll pop into their lives or whatever, and it's drama after drama after drama after drama, and you kind of wonder why people don't stop watching or just don't care anymore or bored. It's the same thing over and it's the same thing. Yeah, I know. I'm probably reiterating the same jargon as well, but oh well. You don't have to watch. But anyways, so I mean we've endured it over the years here um on the show many times. Let me see. Yeah, Jerry Springer's shows on YouTube of YouTube. Let me see here. Okay, hold on. Let me just clear this out, and then I'll play some of the calls that we've, you know, some of the more entertaining aspects of the show, I guess. When we had a dedicated line. Hmm. Uh, okay, here we go. Here's one. I don't know if I don't know if I see listen to this one. Anyways, here you go. Here you go.
Live on Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Excuse me. I just seen a vampire. If he tell you want my chicken, I'm not giving him my chicken.
Live on Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Excuse me. I just seen a vampire. If he tell you want my chicken, I'm not giving him my chicken.
Live on Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Excuse me. I just seen a vampire. If he tell you want my chicken, I'm not.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. What's this one here? All right, let's see what this one is. I don't know if I've heard this one in a while. It's funny to listen to some of these that have been in the archives for a while. Okay, here we go. This one.
All right, we've got a couple callers. Let's see. We'll take the first call here. 487. You're live on Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Hey, how you guys doing today? My name is Mike. I'm from Macon. Just a prank caller. Just saying it. It's a prank caller. I feel you. What?
Okay. What did you have to say?
I just wanted to talk about apparitions I've been seeing in my house, but since you guys want to be fucking assholes about it.
Okay, see you later. Nobody's being assholes. Obviously, if you're gonna crank call, that's the kind of reaction you're gonna get. Unfortunately,
I was wrong.
No, it's not unfortunate. It's open lines. Let's be serious about it. Okay. We'll take the next caller.
Hey Sue, how are you?
650.
Yes, my name is Bill, and I just wanted to warn you guys about this Insights with Michael. He likes to rape children, and you guys should stay away from him, okay?
Open lines,
Forgot about that.
yeah, definitely open lines, I guess.
Yeah, that's way too open.
Yeah. Holy fuck. We had them all. Oh my god. So let's see. What's this? Let's see. No. So many of them. But gotta track him down. Hold on, let's see. Okay. Okay. They're in with all the archives, so I just got to weed them out. So, did we play this one yet? No, we haven't played this. We'll play this one. Go, 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 go. Let me just hold on. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Hello.
I am Joey Jackson.
Okay. Hi, Joey. How are you?
I took a shit.
Oh, you got a lot, right? Here, I'll play one more time.
I am Joey Jackson.
Okay. Hi, Joey. How are you?
I took a shit.
That's one of the more intelligent crank calls, right? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, man. Where are they all? Come on. That can't be all of them. Oh, here we go. What's this one? There's so many of them. I've got it. Okay, played that one already. Just gotta extract them. Okay, played that one. And then, oh yeah, these were guests. These were guests. Some of the guests were pretty. We've had a lot of whacked out guests, by the way, too. A lot. And here was one of our more popular duos on the show a while ago. This was a long time ago. I think this is like 2009, 10, somewhere around there. I don't know.
We were paranormal before paranormal was cool. Paranormal pandemic, paranormal realm, paranormal team, paranormal paralysis. Yeah. Paranormal investigators, paranormal unity, paranormal paranormal. Chris and I were paranormal before paranormal was cool.
Wow, that's
we
a lot
were
of
paranormal before paranormal was cool.
Man.
Paranormal pandemic.
And that's a lot of paranormal. That's a lot of paranormal. Okay, here's one of our more notorious calls. Let me just load this up here. Okay, here we go. Load it up. I got to share this one. Hey, Dave, how are you? Exactly, right, guys? They were paranormal before paranormal was paranormal, right? Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's play this. This is one of our favorite ones.
It'd be an interesting one, I'm sure. Hold tight and make sure you got your weapons in place. You're live on Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm listening to Talk Frequency Radio, right?
Sure.
I had tuned in earlier, but I think I had tuned in to the other person. Is it the same number for everybody?
No, it's a different number. You're actually calling it a different number. This is a 1-800 number that you patched.
Oh, okay. So it seems to like. Oh yes, I'm listening to myself now. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing is I was listening to one of my recordings, supernatural recordings of some things that was taking place in my home. I have recordings of evil angels going in my purse and
You might want to
snorting.
turn down your radio.
Oh, I turned it down some more. Okay, hold on. Okay, I have recordings of evil angels going in my purse, unzipping it and everything, and snorting and growling and all. And I recorded tapes when I didn't understand.
Now you all must.
Okay, when I didn't understand the strange things that was going on in my house, I made a tape recording. The first one that I ever made, it was the growling of a beast. It went something like a talkie growling like a cartoon. It went, oh, and then there was some chant like on Rosemary Baby. And then something solo and like, and all of that. And so I let my good friend I called Mom listen to it. She said, I don't watch pictures like that. And so I've been recording down through the years various recordings. I accidentally recorded them walking along beside me, and they was breathing like that, and walking.
The demons got her again. Quick, call the bishop. Where's the bishop when you need him? Oh man, I knew it was.
And that was in response to that was one of, hold on, just when you thought you got rid of her, just when you thought you got rid of her, she comes back. One call wasn't enough, so she comes back, and you're like, how much more is she gonna endure? Like, I mean, does she not realize how stupid she sounds, how ridiculous she sounds? But she kept going. And here's the second part. Here we go. Second part.
So when I moved there, I found out later that I moved into the devil's territory. I didn't think it was strange when our guy and his girlfriend was peeping from behind the door, which I found out later saying she's moving in. I didn't think it's strange because when you're moving into a new place, people watching everything, especially if you're moving in the daytime. But what I did find strange is that they continue to peep and look and go into many various alias, and as if they had something to hide. And so I said, well, they must be criminals. Then I found out that they was very evil. In this particular apartment, the thermostat is controls the whole building. There was one thermostat, so I didn't know that. So I kept getting cold in my home. And when I inquired with the landlady, she told me it was on the third floor. And at the third floor was where this lady lived. And she told me that. And so every time I would go up there, when I get to my apartment, the heat would be off. So then I just put a sign up there by tape, and I said, please don't turn the thermostat to, no, if you turn the thermostat to 75,
it changes,
goes off
right?
in my apartment,
You
a
gotta
concerned
add
tenant.
into
Then
it.
I said, well, I put that up there, and I don't know whether or not the landlady, it's okay with her. So I asked, she said it was okay. So when I went up there to retape it, because I noticed the tape was coming off, and that's when I saw the lady that lives right up there in that apartment on the second floor, and she said they're not going to pay it any attention, just like that. So it was nothing really strange at that particular point about her, except when I came down, she said the MF better not mess with me and stuff. So I asked the landlady, what's all this about? She said, that's the lady on third. She always turn the heat off and it goes off. The lady that always turn the heat off in her apartment when she get hot, and the third is always complaining about her virus. Nobody likes her. And needless to say, not to my horn, the God blessed me to find favor. And so little did I know is that the landlady was going to put this thermostat in my apartment. I woke up one morning and I found this woman. She was running the people away when I had awakened. So then she told me later on that she was going to put it in there. So she put it out in the hallway. No, she put it up there. Another one by the ladies. It was a digital one by her apartment.
Quite the story.
And her boyfriend said, well, I guess you have to use a broom to control that. So she broke it. Then they put one in the hallway with a glass around it. She broke it. So then the landlady told me, don't tell anybody. I'm going to put it in your... I'm going to put it in your
I think we're all
apartment.
lost, Julie.
I'm going to put it in
We
your
were
apartment.
all
So she
lost.
did. To make a long story short, I began to go through many different changes. I would get home and I would find that there was white powdery substance on my floor.
White
I
powdery
take off my
substance.
shoes and dance in it, did a little holy dance because I know
There's the
the
cause
scripture
of it
let me
all.
to know that I have the power over Satan and all of the work of the enemies, and nothing by any means shall hurt me. I have the power to tread on scorpions and all the work of the enemy, and nothing by any means shall hurt me. So I would not only find the powdery white substance on my floor, I would find in my bathroom, my shower would be wet and dripping when I would come home, and my shower curtain would be wet. I found Axe grease on the walls of the bathroom tile. Oh my God! I found my bed had been slept in. I guess it sounds like the Three Little Bears, huh? And so it was like gritty substances in the bed. The microwave was cooked in. Popcorn was found in. I never cooked popcorn in it. And then I also found a very black.
There you go. But that's what we had to endure. I mean, some of them were a little bit more entertaining than others, but hers takes the cake. Really does. You can't be any more creative than she was. Yes, exactly. Send Zach Bagans in because he'd certainly make the situation worse. You definitely have an infestation of demons here, and we have to take care of this. We need to cleanse your house. But wait a sec. Let me throw a brick at your head. Yes, maybe that'll help. Throw a brick at her head, and she might be able to reset, and she'll be fine. So, fuck. Oh my. But yeah, all in all, I think we miss that aspect of the show, having a dedicated phone line for everybody to call in during the live shows, and even here on YouTube, I think it'd be really entertaining, intriguing. I mean, they're not all bad calls. There's a lot of bad calls, but I think in the beginning when we first started the show, the first few years, we were broadcasting live between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. in the morning. So you got a lot more night people coming out of the woodwork that called in, right? Not so much when we dropped it to our current, 9 to 11 p.m. on Sundays. Not as many people come out of the woodwork anymore, like that. But yeah, it's definitely intriguing, very interesting. He'd want the microwave and popcorn for his. Yeah, exactly. and the white substance. You can't forget about the white substance. He definitely would love to have the white substance. Definitely. I mean, that's the kicker there. I mean, that's the star attraction. The white substance all over her apartment. But yeah, we've had some really. I'm still trying to find. Like I said, I'm going through the archives, and I haven't been able to put a lot of those up here on YouTube in the past little while, and I will get back to it, and I will make those available because there's some really really classic shows, really really good shows, especially if you are into ufology, if you're into the paranormal, and so on and so on. We've had a lot of really really cool guests on the show over the past 16 seasons, soon to be 17. Oh my god, 17 seasons, where'd they all fly to? But so going and weeding through all this audio, it's time consuming. I mean, we've got like literally I think like 200 shows. I think it's like 200 shows from the BT the Blog Talk radio era in the beginning. That's when we had the dedicated phone line. before we left. So there's like literally like close to 200 shows. So I'm slowly going through those, looking for the crank calls because we had a lot of fucking crank calls. A lot. We had, like I said, we had a lot of good calls too. I mean, there was a lot of good calls, but yeah, the crank calls obviously stand out because, hey, come on, who didn't make crank calls when they were younger, right? And when you didn't have to worry about, number, the number identifier and shit like that. They couldn't see where you're calling from. Call identification, whatever. Call ID. Okay, well, I'll open this up. I mean, if anybody wants to join in, if you have a good story, a good, an experience even that you'd like to share, by all means, let's hear it. We'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. Let me just move this back. But I think that's the last one. Do I have another one? Let me just see. I think that's all that I've extracted so far. But like I said, there's so much more, and I will get that out to you guys. Well, out to you guys, and I'm sure you'd love to hear more crank calls. There's nothing like listening to crank calls to shows, to radio shows. I mean, they're entertaining to take, especially when you don't have people screening your calls. I fucking hate call screeners, and I mean, that's what I liked about Art Bell. Back in the day, he didn't have any screeners. He didn't have his calls screened. George Snorri had his calls screened. So it's like, let's face it. I mean, people know that it's a radio show. It's entertainment. It's like, it was, through the wee hours of the morning, overnight. And you had to literally entertain people with, the paranormal, especially the paranormal conspiracy and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, you had to bring these elements to the show that people would, oh yeah, hey, that's cool. That's like rods. I mean, I was enthralled. I remember back in the day and listening to, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. The guy that brought the rods to our consciousness. And now it's like, okay, well, we know what rods are, but I mean, back then it's like, oh, hey, that's cool. I want to like try to capture some rods on video. And I was able to, but then you learn how to explain it. You learn exactly what it is when you do the research. It's like orbs, same thing. Orbs were a huge thing. As soon as the digital point and shoot camera came out, orbs exploded. They exploded, right? They exploded because everyone was taking pictures of orbs. Oh my God, I have an orb in my photo. And no explanation, no reason to try to explain it other than, hey, I've got an orb, but look, you can see faces in it. And that's it. It's paranormal. But come on. Let's be serious here. Let's be rational. I mean, it's different when you see it with the naked eye, but when you capture it on video, you capture it in a photo, especially digital, you're capturing the environment. Something in the environment is causing that phenomena, if you will. Dust, rain, pollen, bugs. Bugs are more likely to cause rods, like a moth in full flight. Mist, fog, you name it. But it's different when you see it with the naked eye. When you see it with the naked eye, then you have to sit there and go, okay, something's going on. What is it? What is going on? Yeah, so I mean, again, that was another thing when back in the day that exploded and people were going crazy. I know a lot of people still do. Yeah, exactly, Cheryl. Yep, that too. They didn't want to hear the tough reality. I mean that's another issue too when you do a house investigation. You tell the people that, are you willing to hear what I find? Or what I don't find, or what we don't find? Are you willing? Because in some cases, you may want to move. No, God, no. People go into houses and, oh, you got demons. You got so many demons. You got an infestation. You're going to have your house cleansed. And of course, the poor soul's like, oh my God, what do I have to do? Well, we'll cleanse your house for you. $8,000 and no receipt. But you should be okay afterwards. No. But people fall for it because, I mean, not so much anymore because they've heard the stories, they've heard the bad stories. They know, they have a little bit more knowledge on the subject because it's a little bit more in your face in society now. But when I first started investigating the paranormal, this is before Ghost Hunters was a reality. You had In Search Of, but I mean, there was no real TV shows to show people what ghost hunting was all about, or you know, we'll show you everything, but we won't show you the 3 hours in between the cuts. The boredom. We spent 7 hours here. We're going to show you 15 minutes of those 4 hours. Oh my God, I'm so exhausted. Wow, yeah, that's cool. Imp infestation. Imp trolls. There was a really cool. I remember seeing a really cool video years ago. It went viral, and I can't find it for the life of me. I think it came from Brazil or Argentina, one of the two. And you got these kids at like a corner store playing soccer, kicking the ball around. And football, to many people who are listening, football here in North America, soccer. But they're kicking the ball around, and the ball is kicked away into a certain direction, and the one kid goes to follow it, and the camera pans, and then you see this little troll walking down the street in the darkness because there's a street light. You see this little thing fucking walking towards them and scaring the shit out of them. It's creepy as shit. It's probably fake, but fuck it, still it's creepy. Because imagine that. You're just kicking the ball, having fun. Hey, Liam, how are you? You're kicking the ball, having fun, just farting around. And then all of a sudden, this little fucking troll-like creature comes walking out of the woodwork, and you're like, what the? What? I'm out of here. That'd be kind of fucking freaky. That'd be really freaky. There's been a lot of viral videos. If anybody knows anything in the late 80s, mid to late 90s into the early 2000s, Japan was going through a recession, and they had what was called the video releases. Everything was video released, and that's when their horror movies really became a phenomenon over in Japan, and later here in in the Western world, in Europe and Canada and in the US or whatever. But years later, because a lot of people, I can't sit and watch a movie with subtitles, and I used to have a webzine called Cinema Nocturna, and we used to review all these movies, so I didn't have a problem with it. And I remember seeing some of the most classic Japanese horror films ever made, and obviously, you look at ones like some of the classic ones like Ringu, which is The Ring, that has been remade 50 million times, but the original was like, wow, that's so fucked up. And in Japan, they've got a system called the yokai system, and yokai is ghost, and they have a ghost for every element. Every fucking element in the world has a yokai, and there's some of the strangest characters I've ever seen. But still, hey, Spirit Brothers UK, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. And like I said, they have every yokai for every element known to man in Japan. And some of the movies, are obviously based on them, but they also have a very well known scorned woman ghost spirit, right? Which is very, very, very present in a lot of Japanese horror films. Rangu being one of them, Juan being another, Jurei. There's so many. The Spiral. I could go on. There was so many, and the thing about it was that they were able to make them so like realistic, so atmospheric and haunting. Something unlike we were able to sort of do here in the Western world, because our sort of views were a little different, weren't so traditional like they are in Japan and many parts of Asia, the Asian world. But it's really, really, really cool that a lot of these movies made an impression in the Western world, and many times they were remade, and not to say the remakes were great. I mean, some of them were good, but the point was they were getting the point out. They were giving you. No, I would love to visit the UK, and I know you have a lot of great locations there. I know you do. In fact, a lot of the listeners, a lot of the people I've had on the show are from the UK. And I see it quite often. So yeah, there's a lot of cool locations over there. Yep. In fact, hey, our season finales tomorrow night again. Like I'm going to reiterate, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., 11 p.m. UK time. Our good friend from the Paratalk podcast, Reeves Cook, will be finishing off the season with us, season 16. And if you have not subscribed or checked out Reeves' YouTube channel, by all means do it. It's the Parrot Talk podcast with Reeves Cook. I highly recommend it. It does a wonderful job. And again, if any of you guys ever listen to the mindset podcast with Gareth Davies, you would know. It's a great podcast. We've done over 60 locations. Well, hey, maybe we should have you on the show then, Spirit Brothers UK. I can't tell you how many locations I've done. It's been a lot, especially since 96. A lot of locations, but always looking for a different perspective. But yeah, Spirit Brothers UK. I'll give your channel a look at, subscribe to it, and perhaps we might have you on an upcoming show in the new season. Always looking for new people in the paranormal. Yes, indeed. Yeah, where in the UK are you, Spirit Brothers? Let's see. All right. So we're subscribed. I sub to you guys. I'll have a look at your stuff later on. Do that for sure. Yeah, we would love to have you on. So I sub to your channel, guys. Give Spirit Brothers drive from London, 30 minutes drive south of London, I'm assuming. We have a lot of listeners from the UK, so thanks for popping in and letting us know. And if you want, click the link. If you want to come in and talk a little bit, you're more than welcome. It's open this evening, open live. So anything goes. Just wanted to come on and promote tomorrow night's show, our season finale, season 16, with Reeves Cook. Called. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Cool. So yeah, I'm sure we'll make contact and we'll bring you on. Does Liam. Click the button, Liam. Click it. Come on up. Are you on an explore type? Are you out exploring? Let's see here. Okay. Let me just back. So anyhow, that I'm sub, so I'll have a look at your stuff. It's just me and my pal who go investigating. So I won't jump. Yeah, no, that's cool. Like I said, it's you're more than welcome to pop up. I'm meeting Matt. Yeah, I was just talking to Matt actually, see if you want to come on. So okay, cool. You guys are I think you were saying you had to drive it like two and a half hours to the location where you guys are going from where he is, I guess. Something like that. I don't know. Having that pizza. Does the McDonald's have pizza there? Oh my God, Tim Hortons has pizza here. Oh fuck, God, I could go for a good pizza though. You know what? I love, oh, here we go. I'm talking about food now, but um, I love if you ever have the chance, to fly over to the U.S. Yeah, Tim has it everywhere. Tim's has it everywhere. It's a big thing now. Um, if you ever are in New York State, not necessarily New York City, but if you're in New York State, I would highly recommend getting a pizza. Getting a pizza. Their pizza is phenomenal. They love their cup and char pepperonis. I'm telling you, the pizzas are to die for. They're great. Just like the wings. Just like the chicken wings. The chicken wings, they call them buffalo wings. They're amazing. They're great. Okay, hold on. We also all the talk show, everything. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And what's your name, Spirit Brother? What's your name? There's two of you in the group. What are your names? What's your name and your buddies? We want to travel up there for such a long. You guys have, yeah, fuck. I have family in Dundee, Scotland. So I'm looking to send me over a pizza. Yeah, I bet you would. Okay, Carl. Good to meet you, Carl. I bet you would. Unfortunately, I might probably eat it before I sent it. Yeah, Carl. Thanks. Yeah, look forward to it. Yeah, we'll definitely have to schedule you in the new season for sure. Coming up in September. You're the good looking one. Hey, Steven. Yeah, there is some good food in the U.S. There's some pretty fucking shit food though too. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna leave you with this for a sec. I need to go grab something. Hold on. Let me just post this. Play this for you guys while I'm gone. I won't be gone too long. Where are we? Where is it? This is from my visit to Las Vegas. This is Guano Point, West Grand Canyon. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, so there you go. There's the Grand Canyon, one of the most iconic sort of areas of the Grand Canyon. I was there before we went to Area 51. By the way, let me just catch up to who's in chat here. I just wanted to read stuff. But anyways, yeah. Let's get rid of that. So again, get rid of that. So yeah, we basically on the show, on the radio show, the radio portion of the show, which is simulcasted here on our YouTube channel as well, cover primarily the paranormal. I have a background in the paranormal. You guys all know that. I've been researching and investigating the paranormal since 1996. In case you don't know that, now you do. I run a an outfit called the Southern Ontario Paranormal Society, which is more of a research based group, which also investigates, but we don't we don't hold on. Our investigations. What's your most memorable location you've done, bud? Oh my god, there's so fucking many. There's so many. I've been all over the U.S. I've been, many parts here in Canada, obviously. I think the most iconic, the place, the most. Oh god, it's really tough. It's really tough. I think. There's a place in Buffalo, New York, called the Iron Island Museum, and I'd have to say that's probably one of the most memorable. We've been there several times over the years, but I think what really captivates me the most about it is the basement. It used to be a funeral home. It was an old Methodist church that was turned into a funeral home, and then turned into a museum. Now a museum, giving people a glimpse into, the community in which it is situated in, which is Lovejoy, New York, which is a small community in suburb of Buffalo, and it's got quite an interesting past. But like I said, the basement, which is unfinished, and when one goes down there for the very first time, you're like, "Oh, what have I gotten myself into?" We're talking about urns that are open still. They just left them. They didn't touch them. They felt if they moved them, that would cause bad juju. But yeah, some really, really interesting vibes in there. Again, Spruce Lane Farmhouse is high on my list. I absolutely love it. We have been investigating and researching the Spruce Lane Farmhouse since 2009, and it's really produced some fascinating stuff over the years, and something that I've played for you guys several times. Okay, I'll play it again. because Spirit Brothers is new. There's a few new people that might not have seen or heard this. So this was taken from the initial. Let me just load it up here. This was taken from the initial walkthrough of the house, and this is my cameraman. I like to document stuff before we investigate. So we've got a basic idea of the layout. Okay, let me just and the cameraman, my camera guy, goes upstairs to the bedroom level of this Spruce Lane farmhouse, which now is a museum as well. It gives you a glimpse of what it was like to live on a farm at the turn of the century. That'd be in 1899 into the 1900, which is when this house was built. And as he's centering the camera on this oil portrait called Cherry Ripe, which is English, from the English song Cherry Ripe, you hear, you can hear downstairs, but then you hear something with him, and it's sparked a debate as to what she's saying, what language it is. And now after hearing a lot of people and taking it to people who are audio engineers and so on and so on, it sounds like it's French. But anyways, here you go. I mean, a lot of you have seen this already, but here, for those of you who have not seen it, listen carefully. I'll play it one more time. So there you are. I mean, a lot of you have heard that before, but for those of you who are new, you've never heard that before. There you go. Yeah, it's literally right there. It's there. It's actually what's pretty unique about this this particular file is that video I reviewed shortly after. And I didn't capture that. I didn't hear that the first time. It just totally, and it wasn't until about 10 years later that I reviewed it again, because I was putting together a documentary on the 15th anniversary, or sorry, the 10th anniversary of our investigations there and research. That I noticed it. I'm like, wow, how did I miss that the first time? So it literally hung out in the archives for 10 years before it was noticed. Scary, right? Scary. But wow, what a capture. What a capture. Just very, very intriguing. So yeah, I'm just reading here. Interesting. Tombs. I love when I hear tombs. Neolithic. See, there's so many cool locations over there. You guys have the history, which intrigues me the most. The history. A lot of those locations over there are just phenomenal. Phenomenal. So hopefully one day soon, like next year, I will be able to make my way over there. Because I was supposed to go over this fall, but it's not going to happen this fall. Too much going on. So, but we'll be hopefully next year. Let me just. All right, there we go. Our best EV was a Civil War. Which Civil War are we talking about? The REM pod went off, and we. So okay, so the CVP was captured on audio, but it wasn't the REM pod, or it wasn't a spirit box, right? It's actually an audio clip, right? Yeah, absolutely amazing, because you never know, right? I mean, we just don't know. But a lot of people don't realize that when you do EVP work, you really need to have your recorders, especially have your recorders in a Faraday cage for best results. Okay, cool. But yeah, because you want to shield out any interference, radio, cell, or whatever else. And the best way to do that is to have a Faraday cage. So I highly recommend any investigators out there, if you're not using a Faraday cage, use one now. Because literally your EVP then can be validated more so than without the Faraday cage, because when you have people who scrutinize you, and there's plenty of people out there that will scrutinize your work, if you're not using a Faraday cage, they will rip your EVP apart. A lot of them. So I highly recommend housing your recorders in a Faraday cage if you can, if possible. You can build one. I'm sure you can buy them. But yeah, that you'll get your best results. And again, like I said, that most of our audio, that of course is not nothing. What was it? The train of thought was lost. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it's to sort of legitimize, because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that yeah, digital is a very tricky medium to work with when legitimizing audio, because you don't have any physical aspects. So yeah, was your SD card formatted? There's all sorts of things these people will ask you. Well, those that are skeptical about your work, right? And rightfully so. You have to have that sort of skepticism. If you don't have that skepticism, everything's paranormal. Everything's a ghost. So I mean, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Well, maybe I'll go on for a little while longer. Depends. If anybody comes up, then I'll go longer. But if not, I'm just going to end this. I really wanted to promote tomorrow night's show again. Our season finale, season 16 with Reeves Cook. If you guys don't know who Reeves Cook is, he's a host of the Paratalk podcast. And if you're familiar with which was basically the brainchild of Reeves Cook and Garrett Davies of the Mindset podcast. So Gareth, of course, passed away sadly. But Reeves took a little while off, and he's brought it back, and he's done a wonderful job. He's really made it his own. He's really done a great job. So always great to have Reeves on the show. So looking forward to having him back on tomorrow night. So again, that's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. UK time. Reeves will be on to end season 16. So yeah, we'll get all caught up to what he's been up to. And, we're going to be talking a lot of high strangeness. Everything. My chair is supernatural. It's possessed. Can you hear it? It's time for a new chair. This thing is fucking squeaky. So, but yeah, let's see here. Let me just see if I can find it. All right. Okay. Yes, demons in my chair. Very demonic. Anything you could do to prevent your findings from being dismissed is definitely worth doing. Yeah, absolutely. So that EP. I'll have a look. Life after death. I will have a look there after the show. I'll look at a lot of your stuff after the show. How long have you had your channel up for now? Carl, how long have you had your channel up for? I'll definitely check it out in greater depth after the show. Yeah, it's like, can you hear it? That's so demonic. It is definitely possessed. Definitely possessed. It is driving me nuts. So nuts. I need a bishop to come and give this chair an exorcism. Daz, Carl is my pal. Oh, okay, sorry. Year and a half. Okay, cool. Cool, Daz. It's, you know what? That's the key phrase, my friend. Still learning. You're always going to be learning. Always. Don't ever come off and say you are an expert, because there are no experts in the field of the paranormal. There are people who are experienced through their time in the paranormal, but if science doesn't know what's going on, then how can you be a fucking expert, right? So yeah, it's an ongoing learning experience. I'm learning still. I constantly learn with this. Like I said, I've been doing this since 96, and I'm always learning. I'm always learning. I will never admit to being an expert at all on anything when it comes to the paranormal. I may know like certain things like photography and videography and so on and so on. But when it comes to the paranormal, it's like me. A lot of people will say evidence. I've got proof of the paranormal. I hate it when you do that. Don't do that. Just say, look it. I've got a very rather intriguing finding. Because I find that when people say, oh yeah, proof. Come on, seriously, you faked it. No, whatever. Nothing's no, hey, never say that, man. You guys are always special. You guys are putting your time in. You're doing the legwork. And yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, man. Sharing your experiences and networking is the most important thing in the paranormal. Absolutely imperative that you do that. And kudos to you. Kudos, because you have to. Because you may have experienced a phenomena that you've never experienced before, but yet when you put it out there, somebody might have experienced something similar or exactly the same that can give you information about that and sort of say, hey, look it. And you get, hey, Laura, how are you? And you can compare. You guys can talk about it. And that's why it's important to network, to share, to better understand. And I hate it when people close down shit and say, fuck you. I'm not dealing. This is our stuff, blah, blah, blah. Seriously. I mean, if you want to, you have to think outside the box when it comes to the paranormal. You have to. If you continuously think within the box, you're not going to get anywhere. Right? You're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to assume that is what it is and that's all. Right? Absolutely, man. Agreed, Daz. It's good to hear that because I mean, it's people have lost that sort of attitude, so that's great. And look at Maisie. See, Maisie says it right there. That's exactly it. Sharing your experiences, sharing your what you have found. Sharing is, I think, what people look for to better understand anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people, believe it. It doesn't matter if people agree with you. And I always said, if you don't have a thick skin, then you shouldn't be in the paranormal because there's always going to be people who are going to pick at and prod you, and the stuff that you post. Always. They'll put you through the ringer. They will. And you have to be able to handle it. You have to carry a sense of skepticism as you go along, as you learn more and more, and you become more experienced. You'll understand this. You'll understand certain things. Okay, what I thought was paranormal back then, I know isn't now. And absolutely sure. You need a thick skin. You do. Because there are people who are ready to rip you apart. Will rip you apart. So, but continue to do that, man. Continue to share, continue to, share your experiences and what you've, sort of found and everything else. And, hey, let the people decide for themselves what they think, and if they have something that can add to your sort of learning experience, soak it in, man. Soak it in. Absolutely soak it in. because not any one of us are experts at this. We're all learning. This is a continuous learning experience. Because if you don't know what's going on after death, then you know nothing. And that's not to say that, okay, look at, hey, what's on the other side is dead loved ones or whatever else. I like to think outside the box. I like to think that, okay, maybe that's a possible theory. It's a theory, but think about all the other theories, though, too. Another plane of existence, another dimension. Think outside the box when you're looking into the paranormal. Think about those different aspects when you go into, say, an EVP session. Your line of questioning. Don't just say, "Did you die? Do you know why you died? Do you know when you died?" You can use those questions, but also just broaden that sort of question. Like, are you still alive? Just open your perspective. Don't keep your perspective closed to one reasoning, one theory. But yeah, you're absolute great approach, Daz. I agree with it, and you need to keep that up. Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to you. When, like I said, I feel so old when I say when I first started, there was a grass roots movement with the paranormal. And again, this was before the TV shows hit off and sort of changed the landscape of the paranormal. Things, the tools that were used and so on and so on. We didn't have any of that. Yeah, we had EMF detectors, but people, EMF detectors aren't made for ghost hunting. And that's when, an EMF meter has to be used properly. Those are for the environmental issues, the aspects of what's going on in the environment that you're investigating. And oh my God, my chair is so fucking possessed. Oh, it's driving me nuts. I really do need a new chair. Yep. Agreed, Macy. And this is what, as much as people don't think, people don't want to see this stuff. It's not true. People want to see people being honest. People come up and go to go to channels on YouTube and other social mediums or whatever. They want to see what's really going on. They really want to see what's really going on in the paranormal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some WD-40. That's a good idea, Laura. I didn't even think about it. I thought I had a can, but I don't. I gotta get some. Or yeah. Lithium grease. Yeah, even better. Yeah, because like, oh my God. But I will do that. Thank you, guys. People want to see people that are honest too. Yeah, there are people that want to be entertained, and again, these people that are faking or whatever else, it's entertainment. It's entertaining, and they know it, and they will continue to produce it. You know what, Daz, you've got your direction. Stick with it. Stick with it, man. It'll pay off. People will like. I mean, you guys have. I look. You guys have over 1,000 subscribers now, right? You're doing something good because it took us a while before we got over 1,000. But I mean, we weren't really using this channel. We weren't simulcasting the show on this channel up until a couple of years ago. So, and I don't know, but it's good. It's cool. Keep up what you're doing. You're doing a good job. Like I said, I'll have a look at your show. Yeah. Break out the sage. Any special sage that I need, or just plain sage? Will plain sage save this chair from possession? Yeah, I think a lot of people do, Cheryl. I mean, I like to. I like to see, because I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if anybody knows anything about white sage, of course, yes. If anybody knows anything about investigating the paranormal, it's not exciting. Especially the longer in a location, it gets boring. It's boring. But when something does happen, you're like, oh, wow, it was worth that 8 hours of nothing. Yeah. Well, that's a good attitude to have. And that's the attitude that we've had. That's a good attitude. That's good to hear, Daz. But anyways, keep the good work up. Keep what you're doing up. People will notice you. Notice what you're doing. You'll definitely get your regulars. Definitely get your regulars watching your stuff. So now you've got a regular in me. I've subscribed, and I'm sure we'll have you guys on the show at a later date. Be interesting to hear your stories, your experiences. And guys, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. But hit that like button. Well, thank you. Really appreciate it, Daz. Really do. I think you'll like the regular scheduled shows. So let's see. But I think that's about it. Well, now I'll go for maybe 15 more minutes, and that's about it. Yeah, I'll go full 2 hours. Why not? Let's see. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Just looking at some. Give me a sec here, phone. There we go. Yeah. So once again, we are concluding season 16 tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in North America, and 11 p.m. UK time, with our good buddy from the UK, Reeves Cook, will be joining us. No, hey, I don't expect it, Taz. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, we try to. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Yeah, we've like I said, we've got the Dark Woodlock coming out soon. Like I said, I'm just putting finishing touches on the series. I'm looking to have the first episode. Like I said, a lot of the footage I'm pretty disappointed with. So I've had to work, do a lot of patchwork. There's a lot of footage. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest, which I'm kind of disappointed with. But anyways, the first episode should hit within the next 3 weeks. And again, you'll see it here, only here on the YouTube channel. Once again, here you go. Here you go. I'll play it. The woman of the house was out. You hear that? Guys, over here. Again, that wailing noise. Look, what's that? What's that? There's something fucking moving over there. You see that? You saw that, right? It was fucking white. We're hearing some really weird stuff out here. We heard like a wailing in 2 different areas. Not far in distance, but just blood curdling. And we heard a... And as you can see, I don't know what kind of bone this is. It's rather big. If it's a deer bone, an animal bone, hopefully it's an animal bone and not human. But I think we're gonna have to report this. So there you go, a little sneak peek on what to expect. Hey Lucas, how are you? Yeah, what to expect when that hits. Probably in 3 weeks, the first episode will drop here on the YouTube channel only. We were hoping to have it ready last October and premiering it as a documentary, but like I said, a lot of the footage wasn't the best. So I'm gonna have to go and reshoot some of the footage. Yeah, absolutely, Maisie. Yeah. But it's I was hoping to have it as a full documentary, and it was working out that way. But things just didn't jive with the unfortunate. Some of the footage was just absolutely horrendous. So I'm going to have to use it as pickups, which I have been, but I'm going to have to go reshoot some footage. Um, Hopefully, hey Glasgow Dave, how are you? Go reshoot it this fall. Some of the footage. Um, to sort of correct a lot of what's going on in the series, which hopefully I'll be able to do because I mean now the the location has been sold. Excuse me, and there's some pretty well, there's a lot of fucking surveying going on. So hopefully they don't start uh any dozing. I don't think so, but there's no proposal that has been made yet. So just a lot of surveying going on. You've seen us if you've been following the channel. You've seen us live from the woodlot a couple times. We did a Ouija board session one time, and then we were live on set at the location. Another, of course, the Ouija board session didn't work out too well. It was just really, it was just shitty. It wasn't the best. So yeah. Yeah, I love drone footage. Drone footage it gives you such a really cool perspective on a location. So yeah, I think it's imperative to use a drone if possible. And depending on what kind of drone you use, you know, the drone that we used for that was DJI Mav Mini 3 or 2. I don't know, something like that. Um, you have to be careful in a hospital ward. Oh, hopefully you're okay there, Dave. Hopefully everything's okay. Never good thing to hear somebody being in a hospital ward. Yeah, absolutely. It looks kidney stones, yeah. Yeah, kidney stones can be a pain in the ass. Be yeah, real pain in the pain in the, and not so much the ass, but something else. But get better, buddy. Get better. Sucks. Oh well, that's good. You're out tomorrow. Yeah, flying drones. It's yeah, you need some practice. You really do. You're on the waiting list for operation. What to get them out? Get them out. I'm assuming. Sorry to hear, buddy. Yeah, I've got a Nikon, but honestly, what I'm looking to use. I don't have it in here in the studio. I'm looking to get my DJI Pocket 3. I have not fucking used it yet. And they're really good in low light. Extremely good in the light. So yeah, I'll probably break that out for the Spruce Lane Farmhouse coming up, which we'll be sharing here. New content coming up. Probably in a couple weeks. Cell phone, I got this easy. Yeah. Again, it depends on what kind of GX7X. I've never used that. Not a lager, buddy. It's not a lager. I don't drink lagers. I'm not a lager guy. You know that. There you go. Now you know. But anyways, yeah, okay. So I will probably end this. Nobody's coming up, so I will probably conclude this. Hold on, let me just see here. I could go on and play some EVPs, but nobody wants to hear EVPs. Who wants to hear EVPs? Nobody wants to hear EVPs. You want to hear? Do we want to hear EVPs? I could play some EVPs if you guys want to hear them. I have some loaded up here. Well, not loaded up, but I can load them up if you guys want to hear them. That's up to you. You guys want to hear them? I'll play them. I don't have a problem staying on a little longer. That's fine. Let me just get rid of this here. Let's hear. Let's put your hands up for those who want to hear some EVPs. I hear one person. I hear two people. Anybody else? Anybody else want to hear EVPs? Over here. Does anybody want to hear EVPs? All right, we'll play some EVPs. We'll play some EVPs. Okay, let me load up a couple here. Let me just get rid of this. All right, let's play some EVPs. Let's get them all posted. Okay, this isn't really an EVP. I'm just going to play it anyways.
Now you all must die.
Okay, let's get some EVPs loaded up here. EVPs. Okay. There's been so many. All right. Okay. We'll play some of the more notorious ones, I guess. Where are we? All right, here's one. I'm not going to say anything. I want to hear what you guys think. Here we go. Turn up your volume. Put your headsets on. Here we go. Here's EVP number 1. I've got it on loop. My chair is fucking possessed. What are you guys hearing? Plain as day. Nobody hears anything? What do you guys hear? We've got a comment. Creaking chair. You said a creaking chair? Listen carefully. What do you guys hear? Can't make it in. Let me see if I can turn it up a bit. My chair, yeah. Let's see if I can turn it up a bit. I think it's top. Yeah! Steve wins the prize. Steve. Just for that, Steve, give me your fucking address. Email me your address and I will send you out a Nocturnal Frequency radio sticker. Email me at nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com and I will send you out a sticker just for that, buddy. But that, yeah, exactly. It's a cop. It's a phenomena that happens in this particular location. Let me just pause that. So it's a phenomena that happens in that location. And I will play another example of it playing out. I just gotta find it though. That's all on it. Give me. Okay, here we go. Here's the here's another example of it. Okay, so here you go. Here you go. You're going to hear us in the living room or in the dining room area, and the recorder is across the main hallway and sitting on a fireplace mantle, and you're going to hear something there with the recorder. Here you go. And we react to not the first sort of thing, but the second thing.
That's the beauty of Victoria. It doesn't have to go together.
Yeah, I guess. Who's the decorators? I don't know that right now.
That one's the only one I didn't hear.
That was more upstairs. It wasn't like the one we were hearing here. No.
That's the beauty of Victoria. It doesn't have to go together.
Yeah, I guess. Who's the decorators? I don't know that right now.
That one's the only one I didn't hear.
That was more upstairs. It wasn't like the one we were hearing here. No.
So what are you guys hearing here?
That one's the only one I didn't hear.
That was more upstairs. It wasn't like the one we were hearing here. No.
That's the beauty of Victoria. It doesn't have to go together.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That was more upstairs. It wasn't like the one we
So there's two phenomena that unfold here and play out in this file. The first alludes to the first EVP, the coughing. So you get the coughing phenomenon, which happens again here. And then after that, you hear this thump, like a door like slamming or a cupboard slamming or something slamming shut. That's another phenomenon that happens in this particular location. Quite often, we will capture that kind of thumping or door closing, cupboard closing quite often. Oh. Yeah. Cough, and then you hear like a door closing. Thumping. I'll play it one more time. Excuse me.
That's the beauty of Victoria. It doesn't have to go together.
Yeah, I get it.
That one's the only one I didn't hear.
That was more upstairs. It wasn't like the one we were hearing here. No.
So there you go. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's get this. Moving on here. Moving on. Where are we? Nope. Okay, here we go. Here's another notorious one. I've played this a few times on the show. All right, let's see what your thoughts are on this one. Let's hear what you're. Here we go. So you're going to hear like a conversation going on between a man and a woman. Guy talks, woman, and then all of a sudden you hear something up top. Here we go.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
You hear anything? What do you guys hear?
Like this.
Yeah, just think.
Okay.
I'll check,
All right. Yeah, exactly, Maisie. What are you hearing? Play it again. Exactly.
go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just think, sir.
I'll check, go around and ask some questions and we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
We'll just level to the ground like this.
Yeah, just make sure.
I'll check. Go around and ask some questions. And we'll see what happens.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, hold on a
Just look at the
second.
ground
Hold
like
on.
this.
Hold on.
Yeah, just make sure.
I have to say, Maisie, I have to say you are bang on. Wow. A lot of people will like dance around it. Yeah, Daz got it too. I'm cold. So that particular EVP was taken from an old pioneer cemetery, which we were doing research and investigations and working with the local historical society because it was left abandoned by the city and laid in ruins for many years. And so we were kind of trying to get a gist of what was going on there from the paranormal sense. And that particular evening, the person who captured that EVP was the very first time they were there. Wow, what a capture. Your very first time out, and bang, you get something like that. I'm cold. It's a pioneer cemetery, originally being a family plot. And in the beginning, a majority of the people, the graves there are children, because back then there was huge outbreaks of smallpox and influenza. And that place is so active. And I rarely say that about any cemetery, because realistically, my thoughts on cemeteries are, you know what? You die, you're not going to haunt a cemetery. You're going to haunt your favorite location, the last location to remember, or if you have unfinished business, you're carrying out, the area where you passed away, whatever, but never a cemetery. So that being said, why are we capturing the voice of a child saying, I'm cold, in a cemetery? Begs me to believe that back in the day, and we're saying when this was probably, the cemetery was the mid 1800s, early 1800s. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. For years they had something called the dead ringer. If somebody was buried alive and not knowing, they'd have that, that string that they could pull on. Hey, I'm in here. Get me out. Boom, 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 boom. Exactly, Stephen. What I'm alluding to. But they didn't have that sort of luxury in this situation, because families weren't rich. Families are poor. Excuse me, sorry. And this was a family plot. So, I mean, maybe she was, or he was deathly sick with influenza or smallpox. Yeah, theory. But I've never been one to sort of, visit, cemeteries to investigate phenomena. I have been, and like I said, with this particular pioneer cemetery, yes. And there's been a lot of phenomena there. A lot. such a small little place, sad place. And so much, like literally there were times when we were there just to do audio work, EVP sessions, and so on and so on, that you would literally hear what we would coin or say ghost chatter. It sounded like so many voices, but you can't make out the wording, but you hear the voices all around you. And we tried so hard to capture it, but we could never capture it on audio. It was such a weird phenomenon. But we did capture so many EVPs from there. You know, it's so crazy. But there you go. There's one. I'm gonna play a few from there because hold on, I'll play another one. This is from the same location. And okay, so I'm gonna load this guy up. I'll just give you like a sort of so there was nobody there with us. Okay. And this particular area, there was like an old home that was part and parcel to the land where the cemetery was. A loyalist meaning they were loyal to the English during the American Revolution and fled to Canada because Canada was still under English rule. So many loyalists to the English crown fled the Northeast and made their way up here in Ontario and Quebec and several other places and purchased land. And this is this is one example. This was a loyalist family who bought a home, well, built a home on a plot of land that was given to them by the crown. And on that land, they built a house. They built a schoolhouse / church, and had a cemetery. The schoolhouse / church still exists. It was a guest house. Years later, it was turned into a guest house. The actual house was demolished, which is sad. We were set to go in there to investigate it, and unfortunately, somebody in the family had passed away, and the house was sold and was demolished. And on the sad reality of this was this house was beautiful. It was a beautiful home, and it was demolished for a fucking mansion by an Asian family, which was so wrong. It should have been dedicated as a heritage place, which is sad. So sad. It enrages me still how they could completely demolish a historical location, a home like that, such a beautiful home. Part and parcel. There's nothing around. Why do these people need to buy the land, demo the house, and fucking build this atrocity on it? Baffles me. But hey, when people have money, they can do whatever. Money talks. Sad. So anyways, this next one, nobody was there. It was like 2:00 in the morning. None of this, what you're about to hear, was audible real time. Real time. None of it. None of it. Maisie, take care. Thank you for popping in. See you tomorrow night. Always appreciate the support. Thank you. So here we go. We're going to play this guy. And again, there was nobody, nothing around. Tell me what you hear. What are you guys hearing? What are you hearing? And once again, there was nothing around. Nobody there. This was not heard real time. No, not gunfire. So, okay, I'm going to lay it out. Okay, so think of an old house. Think of the storm doors on the side of the house, opening them up and letting them go down and slamming. Or closing them, slamming them closed. Exactly, eh? Sounds like a truck, but there's no trucks there, which is weird. But think of those storm doors in an old house. We're closing them shut. One door, two door. Somebody coming out of... And you can hear the crickets. There's nobody there. Nobody. And we couldn't hear this real time. Scary. Freaky as shit. Nothing around. Crazy. Crazy. All right, there you go. All right, I'll play one more. One more. I'll play one more, and then I think I'm going to end this. Let's see, one more for the road. And this was captured at Waverly Hills Sanitarium. And I have two versions of this. So I'm going to play one at a time. I'm going to play one at a time. One at a time. I'll load them both up. There's two different recorders. So where are we? So I'm gonna play. So this was captured at Waverly Hills Sanitarium. Yeah. Yeah, Storm Doors Baby, my auntie had Real Housewives Plattsburgh. Yeah. It really, and I'm assuming it might have been the house, but there was nobody there. It was fucking insane. Anyways, here we go. This is captured at Waverly Hills Sanitarium. Listen carefully. I'm going to play file 1 and then I'll play file 2. And they're taken at the same time. 2 different recorders in the same room, capturing the same thing, but subtly different. Very intriguing.
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could anybody please make a noise?
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could anybody please make a noise?
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
What do you guys hear? What do you hear? Is that fucking crazy? I'm going to play the other recorder. The other recorder captured the same thing, but it's subtly different.
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could any...
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could any...
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could any...
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
So I'm going to play the first one again.
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could anybody please make a noise?
So you notice in the first clip from the first recorder, the first part is more audible, and then the second part you can't really make out what's being said. And then when you go to the other recorder's version, the first clip is very audible, and the second part is really audible. And let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me just white light in the second. No. So I'm going to give you. I'm going to burst your bubble, and this is what a majority of people are saying, and I agree with what's being said. Like I said, it's peer reviewed. I tend to throw it out there, and on an individual level to see what people say without sort of contaminating one's thoughts. But so in the first version, what you're hearing is, "Can you bring me the tennis ball?" And then all of a sudden you're hearing what sounds like a little boy saying, "But there isn't one." And then you hear this. In the second one, in the other recorder, you hear where this kid's saying, "There isn't one." You don't hear the blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden you hear what sounds like a female or a girl or a little girl saying, "Your favorite one. Your favorite one." Okay, so I'll play them both again. Here we go. Tell me, I see, it's in your heads now.
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could anybody please make a noise?
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could any...
Did you bring that tennis ball to us? Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could any...
Did you bring... you bring that tennis ball to us?
Could anybody please make a...
Did you bring that tennis ball to us?
So there you go. That one was captured at Waverly Hills Sanitarium. August of 2007. And all I remember was it was hot. Extremely hot. It was probably about 109 Fahrenheit at night. Exactly, Maisie. It's really weird how both of them play out. I need to put them together. Side by side. Together. And see what they do. I'm going to do that. But can you hear white light or bright light? I mean that you kind of hear that white light, the one you like, bright light. Can you hear the light? Can you hear white? Can you hear white? The one you like. Anyways, I'm going to end this tomorrow night, guys. Pop in here. We've got Reeves Cook coming in to kick off the end of season 16, 11 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in North America. Guys, I'm looking forward to having Reeves on. He's always a blast. We're going to talk a lot of high strangeness and more. Look forward to that. Guys, tomorrow night. Throw it out there. Share it. Whatever. Like, subscribe. Thank you, everybody who have subscribed already, who have liked. Really appreciate your support. Thank you, guys. Take care, everyone. Maisie, Steven, and whoever else is in chat, thank you for popping in today. And take care, everyone. Really appreciate it. Have a good evening. Later.